Episode 254. She couldn't handle this. Camilla's mind was a mess when she saw the place being crumbled by the fire. He was still inside. They were still inside. Her daughter. Her husband. Her breathing quickened, and she wanted to run inwards. The female police officer who stayed to watch her pulled her back and said, "Don't go in. Our people have gone, and the people inside will be safe." Yes, there was the police. Nothing would happen. Camilla waited for a long time. It felt like a few centuries had passed before she saw someone coming out. A tall figure carrying a pregnant woman. The pregnant woman's belly was visible. It looked like she was in a coma. Camilla did not pay attention to who the pregnant woman was. But when she saw the tall figure, she knew. It was him. He came out. She sighed and ran forward. Charlie was exhausted. Seeing her, he passed Serena to her arms and said, "Call the ambulance. She passed out, choking on the smoke. Make sure her baby is safe." Then he got up and went inside again. Shocked, she said, "Where are you going?" "Jake is still inside. I must rescue him." After Charlie finished, he had already gone. "The fire is huge! Don't go!" she shouted, her voice full of fear. "It's too dangerous!" Charlie looked back at her. She was afraid. "What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of me dying?" He thought of this and suddenly chuckled. He turned and ran inside. While running, he said happily, "I will come out to see you." When Camilla heard this, there was an unknown place in the bottom of her heart stirring quietly. Unknown flames were slowly rising, burning. The female police officer also ran in with him, and the two figures disappeared into the fire, one after the other. Camilla, unsure what just happened, called the ambulance immediately, but when she was asked about the address, she did not know what to say. How would she know where it is? She was not familiar with Austin at all. "East suburbs. There's an abandoned factory." A weak voice sounded in her arms. Serena said with her eyes half closed. Camilla immediately repeated the address, and then called the number of the fire department. Then she helped Serena up and patted her face. "Are you okay? Drink some water first." Camilla had a bottle of mineral water in her bag, which she helped Serena drink from. That calmed her down, but the sooner she realized what she went through, Serena's tears quickly fell again. "Charlie has gone to save him. Rest assured, nothing will happen," Camilla said calmly. But even she was not certain herself. The fire was huge. Even the sky had become red. The dark dust continued to fly into the sky and then disappeared silently. As a dazzling Porsche sports car pulled over, Serena and Camilla looked back at the same time. When Keith stepped out and saw Camilla, he was dazed. "Serena?" Serena saw Keith's face, which was similar to her husband's. She felt like she had a life-saving straw, reaching out to him and shouting, "Keith!" He immediately came and held her. "What happened? Where's my brother?" "Inside. He was beaten." Serena couldn't help but cry. "Fractures. Many fractures. They said we should not move him. They were afraid to pierce his internal organs, but the fire's so big. What should we do? Can he still come out?" "Yes," Keith said resolutely. "He's Jake Robinson. If he can't come out, the world would be a mess. He has to come out." Yes, he is Jake Robinson. He will not die. He does not dare to die. His responsibility is too great. He has the entire Robinson family's empire resting on his shoulders. And she and her children, and their home. Serena's heart slightly calmed down by Keith's assurance. How can he die? How can he die? No. No. "I'm going inside," Keith said. Boom! Before he finished, Keith paused because of a strong explosion. The fire expanded from the various outlets of the factory with a heat wave. The building was like a blasting balloon. The raging fire went straight into the sky. The clouds were colored reddish. The high flames looked like a big smile, revealing its teeth, laughing at her. "Look, I engulfed the love of your life." Wall debris and industrial wreckage splattered, hitting their faces. As their bodies shuddered at the sound it emanated. It did not hurt a lot. However, the hearts of the three of them were punctuated. Keith's eyes were wide open. He looked at the place incredulously. "Ah!" Serena screamed sharply and climbed up in Camilla's arms, going in that direction. "Oh, no! Jake! Jake!" Keith immediately dragged her back. Camilla was also dumbfounded. Hearing Serena scream, she found her throat was hurting, as she was holding back a sob. It hurt much more than when Charlie had attacked her. "Let me go! Let me go!" Serena's eyes had already been red and swollen. Looking at the place on fire, unspeakable despair covered her heart, swallowing her like a cold tide. She could not free herself from Keith's arms. "Jake!" Serena struggled, looking at that place, her voice broken. Her throat was so dry as if it was split in half, burning. It hurts. But he was in greater pain. Her Jake. Her darling. "Serena!" Keith's voice was husky, but he was more calm than usual. He dragged her away and said firmly, "Nothing will happen to him. Nothing." Serena felt her heart was aching so much that it would break. What should she do? What could she do? She couldn't handle this anymore. Keith felt a weight had fallen onto his arm. He looked down, and Serena had fainted. "Charlie!" Camilla looked at the sea of fire and ran over like crazy. Her 3-inch heels made her fall before she went far. "No, Charlie! Charlie, run! Get back out! No!" Her eyes had been hazy with tears. Taking off the high heels, she ran to the back of the warehouse with bare feet. It was very hot, and the temperature on the ground was so high that she could barely stand. The raging fire had wrapped the entire building, and there was nowhere to enter, and nowhere to come out. No. There must be a way. There must be an exit. Charlie would not die on her. He said he would come out to see her alive. How could he lie to her?